Kumandang umaga, kumusta? Hello, everybody. Welcome to this training session on our platform TOMi Digital. My name is Luis Enrique Vanegas, and I'm saying hello from the beautiful city Rio Negro in Colombia. I'm recording this session for you because we, as part of a teachers community, a global teachers community, want to make part of the group of teachers in Philippines that are worried about innovation in education, technology for education, and the trends, those new trends in education around the world that are changing the paradigm of education and that are improving the way that we teach and learn and that make part of make our students part of their learning process, changing the roles of teachers and students and making them be active participants in the daily exercise of learning. So today I prepared a very simple session on how to use our platform. But this very simple session is just the very first of many that I'm going to be planning for you. And not all of them are going to be based on our platform because we are in general worried about innovation in education. So very soon I'm going to be inviting you to different workshops. I am preparing a series of workshops specifically tailored for the Philippines, in which we're going to be covering different active methodologies, basically surrounding the different questions in terms of learner-centered teaching, with questions such as why implementing this learner-centered teaching. One of the most important questions, how can we implement this new paradigm in education, and as trying to solve some of the questions like who is responsible for it, how responsible are teachers, how responsible are students, what are other responsible ones in terms of this change of paradigm, and many other different aspects related to the learner-centered teaching. Also, we are preparing master classes with experts in different fields. Nowadays, we are preparing one for the African community, the TOMi African community, a community that is growing every day. By now, we are getting close to the 3,000 teachers that are part of our community, that are constantly visiting us and joining us for the different strategies that we are developing there. So we want to create a community in the Philippines and in Asia in general. We are starting with the English-speaking countries, and we want, first of all, to know who we are and why we are doing this. So with no further ado, I'm going to start sharing my screen and introducing our teachers platform, TOMi Digital. Here it is. So I know some of you are already part of our teachers platform because we know that we have followers all around the world, people that are using our platform, that are creating lessons with us. But as I mentioned before, what we want to do now is to create a community of teachers that are of an innovative part, of an innovative characteristic, right? Teachers that want to be the tech savvies, teachers that want to engage their students by means of the use of technology effectively, right? Because not all technology is used effectively. So over here, I just want to show you a little bit around the homepage. As you can see, there's a very big focus on the creation of activities with artificial intelligence, which I love. Okay, if you're new to the platform, my very first recommendation is go and try creating a lesson with artificial intelligence. You will be surprised. You'll be happy of all the things you can do just like this. That's coming in a moment. Just a little bit of the features of the different elements that our platform is created for. Creating lessons with artificial intelligence, I just mentioned it. Teaching by playing, so we specialized in gamification, which is one of the active methodologies that is called to be used in every single classroom around the globe. Also, we managed to include some other active methodologies such as flipped classroom. Well, many other things that I will be explaining later on. Evaluating the effectiveness. This is a platform that eases evaluation as an assessment by means of the use of feedback and the collection of grades, of reports. You're going to be able to use this platform effectively for recording your grades and the performance of your students. You can use it anywhere, both online and offline. I will explain that a little bit better later. You can encourage review. We have a second platform, which is a students platform that can actually create review lessons for students automatically using artificial intelligence. So after you have created a lesson on one specific topic, and just after they have finished that lesson, there's just by clicking on a button, they can create a series of lessons that support the lesson that you just presented to them, just to make sure that they're going to be able to, in a gamified way, explore the content again using other types of resources and making sure that they have everything clear before moving on. Share asynchronous activities, something that we got from the pandemic, and something that is very valuable for the teachers that work online education. You can actually schedule your lessons for later with our platform just by sharing a link and a code. Your students can actually go and develop and complete the lesson on a different time, on their own time. So it works very well for homework, for projects, and so on. Promotes group dynamics because it's not only an individual work. It actually, we work hard on including collaboration and collaborative work on our dynamics, and including feedback, as mentioned before, just part of the formative evaluation, the assessment for our classroom. I'm just going to continue moving on. So this is basically the thumbnail of the cover for the activities or the lessons that all the teachers have created. We have a very, very strong Latin American community. So Spanish-speaking teachers can just go to our platform and find hundreds of thousands of already created lessons they can just explore and choose from. So they don't even have to create their own lessons. They can just collect or save in their favorites what the lessons that they found interesting, and they can also duplicate those lessons and adapt those lessons a little bit more to their needs. So just by maybe changing a very small portion of the information to including 20 more resources, you can just take the lesson created by another teacher and duplicate and edit it just to adapt it to your needs. And finally, the heart of our platform, the teachers that, as you can see, have created more than 100 lessons and have presented lessons to thousands of times. So teachers that actually use our platform on a daily basis. And why? So you'll see in a moment why those teachers are doing that. If you have not signed up, so the only thing you need to do is to go ahead and click on the sign up button. If you have choose the role, you're going to choose the role of a teacher. Remember that there's another platform for students, but we're not going to be talking about that today. So just choose the role of a teacher to create an account on our platform. Just some information, some basic information that you need to use just to make sure that you are an adult, and just to keep record of some interesting information that is interesting for us in terms of how to measure uh, what to improve in our platform. And then just some complete very simple information. This is it. This is all you need to complete in order to create an account, a free account in our platform. But it's even easier if you already have a Google account, because you can just click on sign in with Google, then choose the account that you want to use, and that's it. You already have a free account in our platform. If you already signed up, if you have already signed up and you are already count on a username and a password to enter our platform, just go directly to the sign in button and write your credentials. I'm going to write mine. I'm already in the platform, so I'm just writing down my information and clicking on sign in, and there you go. I'm ready to start using the platform. The first thing you will see in the platform is your lessons. As you can see, there's a bunch of different lessons, Spanish and English, that I have created on the platform. Lessons that I create for my students and lessons that I create for other teachers that I am training in the use of our platform, such as yourselves. Different interesting topics that we have used to engage students and to make sure that they know how to use the platform appropriately. Good. So this is what we call my lessons. You can see the button over here on the left. On the left, you're going to see this is the users menu. All right. This is the main menu, right, in the platform. You have different sections here. You have my lessons, which is the first button over here from this list. Then you have explore, in which you're going to be able to explore the lessons that have been created by other teachers around the world. You can actually search for lessons by topic or by author. So depending on what you want, if you already have a favorite author, you can just go ahead and find, look at this, for example. You can directly and find the teacher that creates those lessons that you love. There you go. This is one of my favorites, Miss Gabriela Bittner. She's from Argentina, and she has 548 created lessons, created classes. She has presented classes 4,957 times. So there's something that this teacher found in our platform that is definitely working for her. So every time I want to go, I want to find a good lesson, I just go to author, write the last name or Miss Gabriela Bittner, and I'm ready to, I don't know, explore different lessons. I'm just gonna click on it so you can see a little bit of what she's done. Go ahead, do it yourself. You will not regret it. Anyway, I'm gonna go back just to continue showing you the different elements. I have a favorite section over here, in which I keep all those lessons that I have found and that I have found interesting. All right. So the only thing I need to do is to mark this little heart on the right top corner, and they're going to be saved in my favorite section, right? So that way I can come back to them when I think it's time to use them. I have a section called classrooms, which I'm not going to be talking much about today, but basically this is a virtual way to keep record of your classrooms. So if you're one of those teachers that have many classrooms, that are teaching many classrooms, so you can actually keep a list of your students here and program, schedule lessons to them automatically just by choosing the specific classroom. They're going to receive a notification saying that there's a new lesson for them. So it's a universal possibilities, but this is not for this first section. Today, I'm just going to keep it simple. Right. Then we get reports. As you can see, you're gonna have the reports of all the lessons that you have presented in the history of your history with our platform. So over here, as you can see, I have presented a lot of different lessons. As you can see, there's many other pages that you can see from 1 to 6, and each one of them has a bunch of them. And this is something that definitely put us apart of other similar platforms. We keep records for you to use as a part of your normal administrative duties as a teacher, right? So from just going back here, you can actually collect the information, and you can actually create reports in different ways. You can download PDF files individually to all of the students if you want to give them feedback of how they did, or you can actually download group PDFs with all the information that you need to use for your grades, for your grading and stuff. Or you can actually download Excel files so you can integrate the information more easily with other Excel files and use the platform as your own way to evaluate and assess your students. You decide what you want to do. You decide which lessons and you want to evaluate and which lessons you do not want to evaluate. It depends on you. Again, this is not something that we're going to be covering on this session, sorry, but I am prepared to do so if you find it interesting. So if you think this is something you would like to do, let me know in the comment section. I will be preparing one for later on. My collections is just a way to keep yourself organized. All right, just keeping collections of lessons, your lessons, or lessons from other teachers. And there's a link to the students platform, which we're not going to be looking at today. But if you're interested, just click here and see what it can do for your students. I'm gonna go back to what we are going to be doing today, which is on this beautiful big blue button that's called New Lesson. Once I click here, I have two possibilities. The first one, and again, my favorite, is the possibility to create lessons with artificial intelligence. And this is the first thing that we're going to be doing today. There's a second option that says create a lesson. So basically what happens here is that you're going to be creating a lesson from scratch. Okay, so you just write the title, choose the level of difficulty, choose the field or the subject that your lesson is related to. You can choose up to 3 different fields or subjects. And then when you click on create lesson, it's going to take you to the edit screen, in which you're going to be able to add resources from scratch and then be able to create a lesson that is whatever you have in your mind, that whatever you have been planning for your students. But I'm going to move, today I'm going to concentrate on creating lessons with artificial intelligence, because I think this is a very good way to start using our platform. So over here, you're going to find 4 different steps, very simple, it's just 4 steps in that you're going to be using to create your lesson. The first step is basically, is a very basic one, is the language for the lesson. So I'm going to keep the lesson in English. As you can see, there's 4 different possibilities: English, Spanish, French, and Portuguese. That means teachers that speak any of these 4 languages can use the platform and can use the feature of creating lessons with artificial intelligence. The second step is the subject of the lesson. So a title for the lesson, or a topic for the lesson. And this is very important because this is going to work as prompting for artificial intelligence. So remember that one of the most important skills that we should have once we want to use artificial intelligence is how to prompt the artificial intelligence whatever you need. So depending on what we are creating here, you can write a very general prompt or a very specific prompt, and it all depends on what is that you need. So I prepared something related to the Philippines. So I do not know so much about geography and the culture of Philippines. So I want to know more. And that's what I'm going to prompt the artificial intelligence to create a lesson from. So what I'm going to write is create a lesson about the Philippines let's say the history, culture, and geography of the Philippines. Okay, write about important touristic places. Not right. I'm just going to say use important touristic places and important people. All right. So it's just a very basic prompt that I'm using for this lesson. As you can see, I have up to 300 characters. I'm just using 128 so far. So you can keep writing whatever you need, depending on how specific you want your lesson to be. All right. After that, there's step 3, which is what age range will this lesson be aimed at? So because I'm preparing this lesson for you guys, I'm going to focus on, let's say, 16 years old up to 30 years old. We only keep the ages up until 30 years because we believe that cognitively there's not much difference of people with that are 30 years old and that are 40 or 50 years old or even more. So there's a difference before 16, 15, 10 years old, 8 years old. There's definitely a cognitive difference that needs to be pointed and acquainted. But in this case, I'm just going to keep it like for everybody. Then I'm going to move to step 4, which is choosing the level of difficulty in terms of the subject of your lesson. I'm going to write medium, just a medium difficulty, and that is it. So now the only thing I need to do is to click on create a lesson. The creation of this lesson will take about in between 1 to 3 minutes as the platform read. Usually it's less than a minute for me. It depends on internet connection and other factors. It is important that you make sure that after the lesson is created, you check the information just to make sure that everything is in the right place. Just remember that you continue to be the author of this lesson, so you need to be responsible. You need to be responsible for whatever is in the lesson. And there it is. Even faster than I was expecting, we already have a lesson created with artificial intelligence. And the first thing that I want to show you is the title. Discovering the Philippines, History, Culture, and Geography. Not only because I want to show you how connected it is to the prompt that I used, but also to show you that this is not something that is square. This is not something that is kind of predictable. Okay, this is something that actually contains some elements of engagement that are definitely going to be important for the use in the classroom and for the engagement with your students. Let me just walk you through the different resources that this platform has used. When we create lessons with artificial intelligence, normally the system is going to be using 3 different resources, which are single choice, as is the case in the first question, true or false, and multiple choice. Okay, but when you are using the platform on your own, which is something that we can actually do in a moment, you can include 13 different types of resources, and I will show you a little bit more about that later. So the first one is, what is the capital city of the Philippines? The correct answer is Manila, and there's some other incorrect answers. You can judge how medium difficult this could actually be. Then we have another single choice, 10 seconds to answer. Who is the national hero of the Philippines? Who is the national hero of the Philippines? And the correct answer is Jose Rizal. Jose Rizal. I have no idea about this one. You be the judges. You let me know in the comment section if this is actually true or not. Okay, you can see there's some other options. I do know that the Philippines was colonized initially by Spain, so I'm not surprised that we have these Latin names. Let's move on. Number three, we have also a single choice type of question. What is the name of the famous volcano located in the Philippines? And the correct answer, according to the system, is the Mayom volcano. And we have some other options like Mount Apu, Mount Pinatubo, and Tal volcano. You be the judges. Next one is, when did the Philippines gain independence from Spanish colonization? And the answer is 1898. 1898. Quite a long time ago. What is the official language of the Philippines? In this case, we have a multiple choice type of question. All right. And we have Filipino and English, two official languages for the country. Which of the following is a popular traditional Filipino dish? The adobo. Adobo. I don't know. I'll need to try it. Hopefully, I will be one day in the Philippines trying adobo, just to make sure that this is the correct answer, right? Then we have another question. What is the famous festival celebrated in Cebu City, Philippines? And the answer is the Sinulog Festival. Excuse me if I'm not pronouncing correctly. I have no idea of what the correct pronunciation is. And then we have this final. Oh, no, it's not the final question. The Philippines is an archipelago consisting of how many islands? There is a mistake here. For example, there is a complete the sentence, okay, but there's a false true answer option. So basically, what you need to do here is just to go to edit, and instead of leaving the space, you're going to write a number. So I know there's many islands compounding the Philippines. So I'm just going to write 5. All right. And I'm going to say the correct answer is false. Excuse me if I'm not using the correct information. This is just for the sake of quickly explaining how to use the platform. So as easy as that, you already have a correct type of question. All right. And you don't have the problem of using incorrect information. And the next one reads, the Philippine eagle is the national bird of the Philippines. And it is true, apparently. And finally, the chocolate hills can be found in the province of Bohol. And it is true as well. Okay, so we have 10 different resources. This is a standard for artificial intelligence created lessons in TOMi Digital, 10 different lessons. But apart from departing from here, you can start using organizing the resources in a different way. You can start changing the information on each one of the resources, and you can actually start adding new resources to this lesson. You can change the time limit that your students are going to have to answer. And these are all the different possible resources that you can use: single choice, multiple choice, open-ended question, true or false, order, matching with text, matching with image, complete the sentence, word search puzzle, and alternative answer. And as a second section, we have the magistral types of questions, or the magistral resources, in which we're going to be using information to resources to share information with our students. So they're not going to interact with these types of resources. These are not interactive resources. These are reception resources. Okay, in this type of resources, they're going to be receiving information. So they are the video type of question or type of resource, the text document that you can create as you wish. It works very similar to the a basic text document app or software, and the image. Okay, so you can use images, text documents, a video to transmit information, and not for your students to interact with them. So you can actually use lessons that combine the possibility to express information and to interact with the information. All right. So over here, I just want to show you a little bit around of what your you can find in the platform. But I really want to finish up by showing you what is the experience of a student. So what I'm going to do here is just to click on this little button over here and finish editing. All right. Here's what the lessons outline looks like. All right. So I'm going to go back to the beginning and I'm going to click on this button that reads publish lesson. You're going to find the agree with the terms and conditions. Basically, you are agreeing that you're going to be using this for educational purposes. And there you go. Now your lesson is ready to be presented. What I'm going to do here is to show you 3 different possibilities to use this lesson. The first one is study again if you're a student. So if I click here, the platform is going to take me to um, a website or a web page in which I'm going to act as a student, and I'm going to be receiving the questions so that I can answer. And then the platform is going to tell me if I'm right or wrong. And then the platform is going to keep the record and send it to my teacher, which is in the case myself. And if I click on this second button that says play and schedule, if you're a teacher, I have 2 options. Of course, those 2 options are playing the lesson right away. So this is what we call guided presentation. So basically, because the teacher can be on site, deciding when it's time to go to the next slide or the next resource, maybe using some extra resources that we have that are, for example, brainstorming, selection of students to answer quick questions, well, many different possibilities that I will show you later on other workshops. And you can actually schedule your lesson for later. All right. So if you click on schedule lesson, you're going to have a new screen that in which you have to choose the settings for the lesson and the deadline for the lesson. So your students are going to be able to complete those lessons from the moment that you share it with them to the moment of the deadline. All right. It's given by you. And something that is very cool about it is that you can actually give the possibility for your students to solve this lesson without an internet connection. How do you do that? I will explain that on a later workshop. Okay, for the moment, I'm just going to act as a student. I'm going to go directly to study again if you are a student. And look what's going to happen. This is going to take me to the Play platform. There you go. The first one, select an answer option. What is the capital city of the Philippines? That's Manila. Correct. Next. The second one is, who is the national hero of the Philippines? That's Jose Rizal. I would need to know more about this guy. Next. Select an answer option. What is the name of the famous volcano located in the Philippines? I think Mayon volcano. That's right. Learning. When did the Philippines gain independence from Spanish colonization? 1898. Right. Cool. Then next, what is the official language of the Philippines? I have Filipino and English. I can choose both. There was something to check on this language as well, something that we did not. So I'm gonna get got it. Filipino and English. Red, both my options as correct. Which of the following is a popular traditional Filipino dish? That would be the adobo, because from the time I heard adobo for the first time, looking forward to the moment I can eat it. Adobo. Sounds good. What is the famous festival celebrated in Cebu City, Philippines? Sinulog. True or false? This is the one that we actually had to. The Philippines is an island of 5 islands. I said that was false. The Philippine eagle is the national bird of the Philippines. That's true. Good. And the final question is, the chocolate hills can be found in the province of Bohol. That is true as well. Cool. All right. So that was my experience as a student. And the only thing I have to say is that it was useful. I learned a lot in very, very few time. There you go. I have 10 correct, 0 incorrect, 100% approved. It gives me a number of points that depend on how fast I answered, which is actually going to work for the teacher because it creates a podium, like first place, second place, third place. And there's not going to be an easy draw anyway. And I want you to take a look at this because this is something that we'll be definitely covering on a different workshop. Create a review plan. TOMi Play will use artificial intelligence to create review activities to help you win your next assessment. But that is for the next workshop. Just to finish up, I want to show you that now I'm going to be able to see the reports. Let me see if they are ready. Of this lesson that I just created. Where is it? Well, it's not ready yet anyway. So I will need to wait a little bit longer to get the reports for my lesson. But very quickly, I just want to explain, once your students respond the questions or present the activity or participate in the activity, you're going to be able to collect that information of their performance in this report section. That way, you're going to be able to use that information in order to evaluate, in order to use it for as a way to introduce a topic, as a way to mark a specific moment in the process to make it part of a project in a project-based learning type of subject or type of activity, and it can actually be one of your quizzes or evaluations that you're actually going to take the information and give a grade accordingly. So it gives you a lot of different possibilities, and it's just a matter of learning how to use it and starting to use our platform. All right. So again, I am very happy to be able to share this information with you. I want you to get closer to us. I want you to be part of our community. We are people that are worried, that are interested in education, and that want to see what's new in education, how innovation is striking education, and how technology can actually be implemented effectively in education so that we can transform the classrooms around the world. So don't hesitate to write back if you have any doubts. There's also a Telegram group that you're going to be able to join. I'm going to be sending an email after this workshop so that you can have a little bit more information and decide if you want to be part of our community. And hopefully together we can manage to learn a lot, use new tools, get new skills, and become better teachers, take a step forward into the future of teaching. For the moment, I just want to thank you very much for being here. Again, I'm Luis Vanegas from TOMi Digital, and we are here for you. So let's get together. Bye.